The Jets bye week is officially over. It's officially New York Jets, New York Giants week, and it's time to get this party started. And we're going to do that right now. Roll it. Zoinks! But it is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever done.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show. Well, literally every single day. We got some phenomenal Jets and Giant guests joining us throughout this week, but there is a guest that's not new, but he will be joining us on a weekly basis. Let's give a special good morning to Italy Jet, who has joined the starting lineup. He will be here every gosh darn Monday moving forward until we're both dead. So, Italy Jet, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, my friend? Yes, until we're dead, I will be here with bells on for a Jets win, hopefully every week. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm doing excellent. It's good to be back here in New York. I think I got here yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. All the days are kind of blurring together. But it's great to be back, and it's great to see that Giants logo above your head because that means football's back for the New York Jets. But I have to say, everybody, I mean, it's a theme of it's a headline of the video or audio. If you're listening to the audio-only version, we appreciate no matter how you support Boy Green Daily. But this couldn't have been a better Jets bye week. And let's go through it. The New England Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills in the 1 o'clock window earlier on Sunday. Now, there's a couple of things here. First off, to me, I kind of viewed it as a win-win, this game between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. If the Patriots lost, they dropped to 1-6, and not many teams are coming back from 1-6. Let me just be more clear. No one's coming back from 1-6. Their season's dead. So to have the Patriots dead is kind of hilarious. So that would have been fun. However, it's even better, quite frankly, that the Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills and dropped the Buffalo Bills a little bit closer to the New York Jets. Now the Bills are 4-3. They're going to be playing on a short week coming up on Thursday Night Football. So it's not automatic that even if the Jets win, that they'll catch up. We have to wait for the Bills to eventually get their bye week, or the Bills just lose a bunch of games in a row for the Jets to be able to, quote-unquote, leapfrog them. But nonetheless, it's phenomenal to see the Bills lose because the Bills are spiraling. They've lost a couple in a row. They've lost some key players. I mean, that one sucks. Matt Milano over there across the pond. And obviously, Tre'Davious White, they already lost earlier this year. So they understand some of the injuries that obviously some of the ones we've been going through. So they're spiraling. Phenomenal. And then the other one, we'll bring this up and just react to it here, Italy. On Sunday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Jets revved up the engine by beating the Eagles and motivating them, saying, you know what in God's green earth, we need to give somebody the business. And that's what they do against the Dolphins. So the Dolphins lose. So here's how the standings show. I'll throw this up on the screen. I tweeted this out. Not the Jets-Giants one. We'll save that one for later. Here we are. Here is the updated standings as I put it up on your screen. For those who are viewing, I'll also explain it for those who are listening as well. These are the updated juicy AFC East standings. So the Dolphins are on top of the division. They're 5-2. The Bills are in second place at 4-3. The Jets are in third place at 3-3. And then you have the Patriots at 2-5. The Jets have the tiebreaker of the Bills because they've only played once and the Jets beat them. So minimum, the Jets are going to split with the Bills this season. Best case, we're pulling out the broomskis. More on that later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, go to the Dolphins. We play them twice, and we haven't played them either time yet.
Nope.
So, in theory, you could put it this way. The Jets control their own destiny. The Jets are 3-3. The Dolphins are 5-2. If the Jets swept the Dolphins, again, I'm just saying it for the sake of controlling the games in front of you, the Jets would leapfrog the Dolphins because they would then have that tiebreaker. So the Dolphins are within range now. The Bills are certainly within range. And while the New England Patriots are alive, and in some sense you're kind of like, I hate them kind of lurking. The thing for me is I don't think the Patriots are very good. So anytime they beat someone, it's gravy to me because I don't think they're going to be in it when we get to the end. I think they're going to be well out of it. But for now, they're serving their purpose of beating the Buffalo Bills. So Italy, I mean, as it pertains to all the other action around the NFL, I don't think the Jets could have had a more perfect bye week than they had.
Not only that, just a bounce back from the Eagles. Like I didn't think they would bounce back the way that they did, and now I'm over here like, what's up, everyone? I'm happy. Let's go. Going into the Giants game, and the Giants have even been pretty good as of lately. But when you're sitting like this, and the Patriots going now, they're facing Dolphins next week, so they'll probably get humbled, maybe a little bit, but I'm happy. This is a great bye week. I mean, we're resting our players. The Dolphins and Bills lose, and the Patriots won, which is interesting. They're in last place. I mean, you can't get any better. You can't get better going into the Giants this weekend.
No. And again, the one thing we'll learn, obviously, we may get some more comments a little later today. Robert Saleh set to speak after some time away for his own bye week to enjoy with his family. We should get some injury updates. I think the big one everyone's waiting for is Joe Tippmann. Along with the others, obviously, Sauce, obviously missing the last game. Dieter Reeds missed the last two. So there's a couple of those injuries we want to monitor, and hopefully the bye week will give us great news to start off our Monday. So more on that later from Robert Saleh. That would be the perfect bye week, but we can't obviously predict or prognosticate on the injury front. But here's what I'm saying here. I know the Jets haven't been to the playoffs since 2010. We're all painfully aware of that statistic. The greatest playoff drought in North American sports currently in the country of North America. So it's not ideal. However, I'm not thinking about the playoffs. I'm thinking about the division because that's what this weekend was about. Because some people can squabble and argue, Cleveland beat Indianapolis last second. Pittsburgh beat the Rams. And sure, if you wanted a quote unquote, and I keep using that reference as a perfect bye week, perhaps you could have argued that Pittsburgh losing would have benefited the Jets. I kind of shoo or poo or whatever way you want to say that, the Cleveland Browns thing, because the Jets play the Browns later this year. So we're going to get our opportunity to whack the pinata. So we don't play the Colts. So I kind of prefer the Browns to beat the Colts personally because we don't play the Colts this year. So I'd rather them just lose and get closer to us. So I'm fine with Cleveland winning because we play them later in the year. And then if we lose to them, then it's our own fault. If we beat them, then okay, we controlled our thing. So fine, Pittsburgh over the Rams, whatever. Like I don't care because I don't think Pittsburgh's very good either. So I think they will just kind of self-destruct as the year goes on. But this is about the division. The division is totally up for grabs. In my mind.
Amen. I
totally up for
more.
grabs. They haven't won the division since 2002, that being the New York Jets. The Patriots won it for 10, 11 years straight. The Bills have won it 3 years straight in the last 15 years, whatever it is. They have a real opportunity. When you take a gander at this on your screen, and I just repeated it for our audio listeners, this division is all within grasp for the New York Jets, despite everything they've been through this season, and the schedule's about to get significantly easier.
I mean, if someone told me that we're in the state right now where this is with Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots, I would have said you're crazy. But now we got to capitalize on it. Like
that's the key.
We got to capitalize on it. We got to take advantage of all these opportunities. Now, I mean, the Bills are going to play good at times, but you can expose them. We are Josh Allen's team that he's got the yips against us. Now with the Dolphins, they played against teams that have been kind of easy to play against, and then they lose against the Bills, and then they lose this past weekend. It's like, what are we going to go up against them? It's going to be a dogfight no matter what. But this division, man, it's going to be neck and neck whoever we play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, let's take a peek at the schedule. Just because we're here, we're starting off the week. We'll give you guys a little bit of Giants love at the end of the show. But don't worry, like I said, we have two phenomenal Giant guests, and I will be teasing them as we get there later in the week. The two studs. So I'm looking forward to that. But here's the schedule for the New York Jets. The next couple, anyway. So they're on the road in hostile territory against the
Right.
New York Giants. That coming up obviously on Sunday. So they're on the road. That's going to be a tough.
Right.
That's going to be
MetLife
tough.
Stadium.
Yeah. It can be real tough in there. So you play the New York Giants, who the Giants are 2-5. So just to make sure we paint the picture appropriately. Then they have a short week. They play the LA Chargers on Monday Night Football. That one also at MetLife Stadium. And the LA Chargers just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs over the weekend. And the poor Chargers are 2-4. So Chargers not doing very well. Then the Jets head on the road. They have back-to-back road games. They're at the Las Vegas Raiders, who just trotted out Brian Hoyer and lost terribly to the Chicago Bears by multiple scores. They are 3-4. And then, of course, like I said, you get your next opportunity against the Buffalo Bills. That is Sunday, November 19th. That is at Buffalo, in Buffalo, of course, 4:25. That'll be all the Tony Romo, Jim Nantz, all that action. And then I'll even throw in the next couple here because the Jets have to play the Bills and Dolphins in a 5-day span. That's going to be tough because, of course, you have the Dolphins Black Friday game. That'll be at 3:00. Very weird, but very cool. You'll be playing the Dolphins. So that could determine the Jets season right there. Maybe it won't because, again, if you beat the opponent you're supposed to beat, maybe it doesn't. But still, that's going to be an important stretch, especially as we talk about this division potentially being up for grabs. Then you have more games, that, like I said, that are available for you. Home games, the Dolphins one is at home too, but home games against Atlanta, gross. They're disgusting. Texans, gross, disgusting. And then you have your second Miami Dolphins game. That's Sunday, December 17th. That one's on the road, of course, in Miami. Yep. And then the final three, might as well go through all of them. A home game against Washington Commanders, not very good. They just got beat by the Giants. You're on a short week at Cleveland. That's not ideal. And then at New England. But nonetheless, you look at this, and there is a lot of gettable games. The next three are all against opponents sub 500. You are much better than the Giants. The Chargers defense sucks, and Herbert can be rocked, as we've seen the last couple of games. If you get him with some pressure, all of a sudden he starts making poor decisions and mistakes, and then the Raiders speak for themselves. This is a chance for the Jets to go 6-3, so 3-0 over this next span, which would be a 5-game winning streak heading into the Buffalo game. You have to take it piece by piece, but all of it is on the table in front of the New York Jets when you take a gander at that schedule.
I mean, I predicted like between 10 and 12 wins before the season, and now with Zach, we could potentially maybe 10 to 11 wins as well. I'm over here like, I'm not scared of anybody. Of course, it's the Jets. You take things week by week, right? You just never know what's going to happen with injuries. But man, I mean, Dolphins and Bills are obviously going to be big games. And then the Browns, they're going to want to come at us from last year and the year before. And then the Patriots game. I mean, it's always the divisional ones is always going to be interesting. But man, I'm excited. This is great. 3-3 bye week now coming in the second part, getting some guys back. I know JD's going to make some moves. Hope to extend Huff. Like this is, man, if I'm a Jets fan, I'm feeling pretty good.
But speaking of that, Bryce Huff, just randomly, I'm in the middle of writing a column for Heavy on Jets. We've got some contract figures for what could be coming Huff's way. So keep an eye out for that on the Heavy on Jets page. I'll be dropping shortly after Boy Green Daily. Been working on that column for a few days, so we'll have that churned out. I'm really excited about that one. So keep an eye out for that. But as everyone is saying here live in the comments section, all the positive vibes. Again, the Jets are on a 2-game winning streak. Everything happened, relatively speaking, at least for the division's sake, everything did happen in a way that benefits the New York Jets. Now you play the New York Giants. You mentioned that the Dolphins were kind of beating up on bad teams. Well, the Jets need to beat up on the Giants. That's just the facts of the matter. And you are right. Over the last 2 games, they have played very well. They should have beaten the Buffalo Bills. They were right there at the 1-yard line, and they should have gotten that holding call. And quite frankly, they should have done it at the end of the first half, but that's neither here nor there. But they played the Buffalo Bills incredibly tough in Buffalo. They should have won that game. And then the Giants beat the Commanders. Now, on the scoreboard, it says they only beat them by a touchdown. They should have beat them by worse. Kayvon Thibodeau, who I wanted so bad in that draft, so I'm so glad I'm not the GM. But I wanted KT so bad in that draft, and he dropped an easy pick 6 where the Giants would have won by multiple scores. But it is what it is. So the Giants are, though, playing a lot better. And
Yeah.
those last two games in particular, before that, they're getting smacked around a little bit. But that two games in particular, Giants are coming in with some good vibes, which is fine because I want them smiling when we hit them in the face with a baseball bat. That's how I want them. I don't want
Amen.
this woe is me kind of tail between the
Yeah.
legs trotting in here. Oh, I hope we have a chance. Like, no. The
No.
Jets are not overlooking this team. And quite frankly, the Jets can't. They were 0-2 under Robert Saleh coming out of bye week. So they need to maintain that same energy and vibes, obviously, that they had heading in beating the
Exactly.
Philadelphia Eagles. So a few people have mentioned it in the comment section. All the good vibes immediately are eliminated if you lose to the Giants, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Everything goes to a different planet if you lose to the Giants and blow this opportunity. Now you have to flex your muscles. That's what good teams do. They smack around, they beat, they don't play around with their food. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat. And no offense, Giants, but you stink. I mean, that's just it. The offensive line stinks. Who knows if Daniel Jones is going to be back? Tyrod Taylor, even if he's there, he has a high floor, but he doesn't have a high ceiling. So I imagine the Jets pass rush can get after him. This offensive line for the Giants stinks. They have no pass catchers outside of Darren Waller. Saquon Barkley just came back, so he looks pretty good over the last 2 weeks, but still, the Jets have shut down better running backs than Saquon Barkley. So I look at every level of this matchup. The only thing I don't want to say scared, but the Giants defense does have a little chutzpah.
Yeah.
They destroyed the Washington Commanders yesterday with a bunch of sacks. I think they only had 5 or 6 sacks heading into this past game, and then they beat it with 5 or 6 sacks yesterday. So the defense, Wink Martindale throws the kitchen sink. But besides that, I mean, I really love everything about this matchup.
I mean, the Tyrod Taylor gives them a better chance of winning, obviously, but they're going to go with, Daniel Jones, I think, because, he's getting paid the big bucks. And it's just going to be interesting. Is Dable going to go with a hot hand or not? And you're right. The offensive line stakes. Barkley and Waller are some of their only weapons. Some of them will come in every now and then on the offense, but it's really nothing. The defense, you can highlight Pinnock, Leonard Williams, Lawrence, 2 of them former Jets, of course. But that defense has stepped up in the last couple games, and especially with Thibodeau, the way he's playing as well. It's going to be a battle of the defenses, but I really think we're going to come out on top. I think we're going to win by at least 10 points. So I'm not worried. I think it's going to be a hard battle because I just hope we don't just come out in the third and fourth quarter and just show up, right? I hope we stick to all 4 quarters and just get this 27-17 win. That's what I'm shooting for, Boyker. What about you? What are you shooting for?
Yeah, we haven't had an emphatic victory. It's an excellent point. We have not had an emphatic victory so far this season. I get it. They all count the same. Like Buffalo's barely victory over the Giants. They're like, it was ugly, but hey, we'll take it. Or the Steelers' ugly win against the LA Rams. Like, again, I want to make it clear. I would take any win. However, I feel like we could be a bit more choosy, a bit more picky in saying, hey, we think the Jets saying of themselves or us saying about them that we're a pretty good football team. Now it's time to prove it. Now it's time to show it. And again, when you go, the fear in situations like this is not trap game. It's not coming out of a bye. It's very simply put, playing down to your opponent. Do not play down to your opponent because the Giants again.
And we
do historically. So the Giants are not good record-wise. They're worse than the Jets. And then eye test-wise, they're obviously worse than the Jets. So it's just about handling business. So, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a handled victory. Now, speaking of that quarterback thing real quick, like I said, we'll get more insight from the Giants people as we talk to them this week. We'll have our first Giants person on tomorrow, and then our next Giants person is coming up on Thursday. Our Thursday guest works for the Giants, so that'll be very interesting to get that perspective. And our guy tomorrow covers the New York Giants and has for a long time. So I'm looking forward to both of those. But either quarterback situation. So you get Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is, I don't want to say a simple player, but he just you just know what you get with Tyrod Taylor, and you could game plan around that. Number 2, Daniel Jones has missed the last couple of games, so if he comes in, I imagine we're going to get a little bit of a rusty Daniel Jones, and I don't think peak Daniel Jones is that great either. So if you're getting a rusty version of that, I actually like it either. So quite frankly, with all due respect, I mean, any any Giants quarterback that trots out this week. Hell, Phil Simms can trot out there this week. I feel exactly the same, that no matter what this defense is going to face off against, they should be fired up. After what they just did to Jalen Hurts, no Giants quarterback on the planet should strike any fear into this unit. But the point is that you can't overlook this opponent, and it'd be very easy for the Jets to do what I just did. Ooh, Giants, ooh, Chargers, ooh, Raiders, and you start getting lost in the sauce. You need to focus, and this is Salah's thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. So I do not believe they will let this slip through them, but that is going to be the key points as we progress through this week. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for a Monday edition of Boy Green Daily. Again, make sure you follow Italy Jet at that very handle, at Italy_Jet. He'll be joining us every Monday throughout the season. And as Italy clarifies, like, but what if Monday Night Football? Well, I'm like, well, which, by the way, is coming up next week. That will be a game day preview of Monday Night Football, looking at the LA Chargers. So, yes, that is going to happen regardless of the circumstance. And I'm very much looking forward to it, brother. Thank you, and appreciate the slot. I think this will be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it every Monday morning. Boy Green does a lot of great stuff everywhere on all the platforms. Does great with jetsheavy.com, and this is going to be great, man. I'm so excited. Go Jets, baby.
All right, and everybody, make sure you stay tuned to the channel because I've been teasing this for a while, but it's about time I do it. Sitting right next to me is I got a bunch of Jet bundles. And what are these? It's a package of Jet stuff, and we're going to be giving them away this week. So people, stay tuned to the channel. I want to make sure we give enough love to our YouTube community. So guys, stay tuned. I'm getting better at this, but the YouTube community chat, keep an eye out for that. And also we'll be teasing it on one of these Boy Green Daily videos. We'll be giving away a couple of these bundles that I have next to me of New York Jet stuff. It's a fun pack, and with Halloween right around the corner, a fun pack of New York Jet stuff. So that'll be coming up this week, guys. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll be showing all that love later this week and giving back to the fans that obviously make Boy Green Daily and all of this possible. So God bless and thank you, guys. You are phenomenal, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for 7:30 a.m. a juicy Boy Green Daily. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Ciao.
We'll see you next time. Take care.